finishing up dinner, getting ready for like our dessert time and to pass out presents, and I'm looking through my little window nook, and in walks through the doors Jose, and he goes right into the room where all the guests are sitting. And I thought, shame on you, Jose. This is, you know better. This is not, he's coming in on Christmas Eve. Now I'm going to have to deal with this whole issue. My mind starts racing, and I think, okay, I'm walking out. I'm going to walk outside. My car, I had like a 4-door 1980-something Chevy Celebrity, was parked down towards the end of the driveway. It's dark. It's snowing. I walk outside, go to my trunk to get out some, I thought, oh yeah, I had some crayons, and I was going to bring them in for some of the kids for gifts. And have you ever had the feeling that somebody's standing right behind you, you know, without seeing that somebody's standing behind you? As I'm leaning into my trunk, I felt it, and I heard a lot of feet walking. I thought, oh no. I hear, hey lady. And I kind of turned to look, and I'm trying to think in my mind, I've never taken any class to like know karate or kung fu or self-defense. I'm thinking of like, I thought of Cagney and Lacey. I'm thinking, now I swear they always said that they wouldn't shoot you in the back. So if they got a gun, they won't shoot me in the back. So keep your back to them. Crazy. So as I'm standing there, so I'm trying to keep myself busy. There weren't car alarms in those days. There weren't cell phones in those days. I didn't even have power buttons on my doors. So I go to open the back door. He goes, hey lady. So I kind of turn and I'm digging in the back seat. And he said, we're selling Walkmans tonight. We need to raise some money to buy our family Christmas presents. I'm no idiot. They are not raising money trying to sell Walkmans to get their kids Christmas presents. There were probably 10 guys between the ages of 16 and 20-something. And I know there are gangs around there. There had just been a shooting around there a couple of weeks prior. So I'm like, okay, these guys are in the house having a Christmas party. Nobody knew I came out. I got Jose in there doing who knows what. And now I've got a gang of guys trying to sell me Walkmans. What am I going to do? So I was like, okay. So I said, hey, you guys, we're having a party in there. You can come in. We've got extra sweatshirts. Hey lady, we don't want to come to your party. We want to sell you, we want you to buy this Walkman. I thought, okay, don't climb into the car because they could like throw you in there and they got the keys, they could take you. So I'm standing there with my door open and I'm right here, and I'll call him the big kahuna and the other guys his cronies. The big kahuna comes up to me with his big puffy jacket on. I didn't even have one with his hood. He gets right up to my chest and in my face. He said, lady, he said, I don't care about the party. I want you to buy me or buy this Walkman because I've got to get presents for my kids. And I thought, okay. Have you guys ever shot up a prayer to God that like lasts about 15 seconds, but you've spoken for like 4 hours? Like, Lord, how can this be happening right now? I can't die right now. Oh, my mom is so going to kill me if she knows what's going on. I kept going with them. I was like, I'm thinking about my mom killing me when I could be getting killed right here. So I'm standing there running these, and I'm like, Lord, give me words to speak. Just like I had said when Jose was in my office. And the 5 words that came out of my mouth had to have been from God, because in my own mind, they would have been completely insane and I wouldn't have said them. I looked at the guy, and I could tell he was messed up on something. His eyes were all beady and his breath was horrible. And I said, next 5 words, have you seen my dog? And I'm like, where did that come from? The guy takes a step back. All the other guys step back. They're all starting to look around. I'm like, wow, this is a distraction. What I didn't tell him, that the dog that I do have was in that house with those guys. Her name was Kennedy, and she was a 10-month-old black lab puppy who would have done nothing. This distracted them. They were concerned about this stuff. They're like, what does it look like? And the guys were looking around, and I said, well, it's really dark, and she thinks she owns, or I said, it thinks it owns this neighborhood. Like they were intimidated. Next thing I know, I hear a noise coming from the door, and hey you guys, what's going on? Out walks Jose, out walks Richard, out walks Roger, out walks Eddie, out walks Mike. The whole group of people come walking out, and I thought, oh no. If these guys have guns, I know these guys don't have guns. I don't want a whole fallout right here. Jose walks up to those guys, and he said, what are you doing? And I thought, Jose, you're little. These guys could take you in a second. And he's like, you guys, you know this ain't right. You know this ain't right. And these guys were listening to him. So this is Christmas Eve. And then the guys, this gang of guys laughed at Jose, and they said, well, what's she to you anyways? He said, she's my sister. And that really made them laugh, because Jose and I look absolutely nothing alike. But I knew what he meant. We talked about being brothers and sisters in Christ. And in some way I knew that Jose was reconciling the whole thing that happened. Next thing I know, my guys are like yelling at this gang of guys, you have no right to do this, you have no right to talk to me that way, get out of here. You guys, this is wrong, this is Christmas Eve, we're celebrating Jesus, this is wrong. The gang of guys left. Next thing I know, we're all standing out there in this little parking lot, the snow is just coming down like crazy, and Jose said, popcorn and fuel. You guys know this in an FCA, I always like to do the popcorn prayer where you hold hands and you go around the circle and everybody takes a turn. If they want to say something, they can. If not, you squeeze the hand next to you. Out in that parking lot, we all stood and held hands and said a popcorn prayer. And what I heard this group of men and women praying for was the safety and the well-being of a gang of people who, without doing who knows what, they prayed for each other, they prayed for people they didn't know, they prayed for the safety and well-being of their entire block. It was incredible. After I drove everybody home that night, I thought, this is so cool. I am part of something so much bigger than me. That's that spiritual family. It doesn't matter if you're poor and low income or in an inner city or you're out across the world somewhere else. To have that bond with a group of people when God is actively involved in it, that's a spiritual family, and that is what we all need to have.